All right, guys, here we go. This is going to be the start of probably a long series over the year of putting a LS 5.3 in the front of this VW Bug. I've kind of got things started. I just started getting parts in. Those are the tires I'm going to be using. I just put them next to the car for kind of motivation. They're 295 50/15s. I saw them on another Bug and I really like the way they sit. I'm just using a simple 15 by 10 inch rim. I've got the frame jig set up and the other parts have kind of come in, and I got my compressor. I bought another bead roller so when I do the interior panels, and I just got my tube bender for the cage, and I just modified it with a swag kit to be able to do hydraulic over air. And that's why I had to pick up a bigger compressor, and this is actually really nice. It's real quiet, works real well. I'm actually going to do a test bend right about after I'm done making this video to see how it goes. So what I've done so far is I've got the frame jig set up, and tomorrow I'm going to pick up a cherry picker and I'm going to use it to pick up the body, which if you can see in here, the pan's gone. I'm going to end up cutting all of the front of this pan except for at V's. I'm going to cut the front there. I'm also going to cut, let me back up, I'm going to cut all the back part of this out. And then these are rusted, so I'm going to cut them out to about there. And then I'm going to use the 2x3 that I got to remake it in there. Plus it'll be perfect for me when I start building off the frame in the car. I originally had talked about, chopping the top on this car. And I'm still thinking about it, but, right about here in the back is the only problem. I've been looking a lot online to try to find out how exactly where people are making their cuts. I've got some different ideas. I know the roof is I believe, gonna have to get split into fours, gonna have to get widened and lengthened. But if I don't feel comfortable when I get to that, I might just pass on that, or, do that at the end. So anyways, I bought a Mustang 2 front suspension. I got the A-arms in. I've also got the spindles. They're 2-inch lowering spindles and front disc brakes. I went with the cross member, and this is like my first problem, but I'm already kind of knowing where I'm going to go with it. When you look at all the cross members on eBay, they're all specific to cars. There's some custom kits. I didn't want to get into fully making one. So this one is off of a truck, which probably in hindsight wasn't the brightest thing, because most of the frame rails, are going to get located here. And as soon as I started kind of, looking at the frame, this is going to be the main frame to here. And then right at about here, that's where I'll come up into the back. And hopefully by next weekend, that'll be done. And my goal is by next weekend to get the body onto this frame. But as soon as I started kind of eyeing this out and knowing that the frame attaches here with the other, I was like, man, this car is going to sit crazy high. And that's going to be a problem right there. And, this is going to be one of those things that once I start cutting and welding, you're kind of screwed. The videos that are, or actually the pictures that I'm going off of a guy on a forum, he hand built everything, but, I really want this frame to be straight. So I wanted to start out with a nice cross member. This is 120 wall. So I think it's going to be more than strength wise. You're going to see once I put the car over it, and the way I'm going to use, it's going to run the 2x4 down the center. And then it's also going to weld into here. And then there's going to be tubing. And then there's probably going to be at least, I would say, a 10-point cage, an 8 to 10-point cage, depending on how far I go into the motor. But what I got to do, my first hurdle is I'm going to have to cut. I'm going to cut into here, and this 2x3 is going to go into here, and then I'm going to get that, and that's going to be the starting point. And I'm going to get that, and I'm going to get the back of this built. I'm going to get that cut out and replaced by next weekend. I'll be posting videos of all this stuff going on more detailed, and then I'm going to drop the body on here and I'll start kind of figuring out where we go. And then at that point I'm going to make whether I chop the car. I mean, the look looks so much better with the chop top, but I'm already way in over my head on this project. I've never really done a frame, so I don't want to make this where it's just crazy, you know, hard. We're putting a, you know, a motor in the front that's not meant to go in the front, and I've got a 10 bolt that a guy's holding on to me with a 5 lug pattern, so I haven't ordered the back wheels just to make sure in case I have to order a different bolt pattern. And then hopefully pick up the rear end next week, and then I'm going to order a basic airbag kit and modify the back. Will at least have air. I think the front will too, but I haven't gotten that far. But this is about it of everything we got going. I just wanted to do a quick video. You know, if anybody watches this video can take the time to watch it for me, and I really appreciate it, that's got any advice on frames and stuff like that. I know there's so much in general besides it just being straight. I know there's going to be issues with the cast and camber when I start welding the upper mounts on. So my main thing is just that this is level. This is made level. I've made the thing where I can adjust it, so I've got a really true base that at least I can start off of. And then the next step obviously is to make it as square as can be. You know, so please, if you like this video, there's probably going to be a whole bunch of them through the line. I'm looking at a 5.3 right now, complete motor with the harness and everything. And if the guy can hold it to next week, I'm going to pick that up. And so there's really not going to be, I'll have most of the basic parts. My main goal is to get this thing on 4 wheels as quick as possible. I don't care how long it takes. I know it's going to take me a year to do. I'm not in a rush. I just want to keep myself motivated. I don't want to get it to one of those projects that you just get burned out on and you end up stopping halfway through. So let me know what you think. And if anybody does catch this video that's chopped or has some understanding of what they think where some cut should be. I mean, right now, I mean, it's obvious in the front that you're going to take probably 4 inches out there, take 4 inches out there. I know they'll split the roof this way. I've seen it on that. I've seen it where they split it into 4 corners. I just picked up some really good pics. I've seen where guys are actually, you know, taking this whole back piece out to here. I saw some guy cutting this way, and then they're going to lower it, which really kind of makes some sense if you take this whole thing out in the back. And it's fine because it's going to be frame. The gas tank's going to be back there because I want to get weight. The radiator is going to be back there. So I don't know, you know what I mean? But once you start cutting, you know, you're kind of committed. And then the other thing is once I start building a roll cage, it's, you know, it's either going to be chopped or it's not going to be chopped. So I don't know if this is, if this first one that I do is just going to do it with no chop. Because, you know, if the chop looks like shit, that's going to ruin the whole car. And I think the car will have a really good look. You know, I'm doing the weight. It should be really fast. I'm just going to put a cam in the LS and headers. You know, thing probably be in the 3s, mid 3s. You know, in this car, if you take out the pan weight, put the frame weight, and I haven't done any, like, technical numbers, but I still got to believe this car is going to be well under 2,500 pounds. So if it gets 300-400 horsepower in it, it should just scoot. I think I'm just going to stick with a standard turbo 350. Depending on if this guy wants to sell the transmission with this LS motor, then maybe I'll do the whole computerized thing. So we'll see. But anyways, I'll start posting videos of all my other things that I start doing. Like I said, next week we're going to start on the frame, or actually during the week, start cutting this up. I'm picking up a cherry picker tomorrow from my friend so I can lift this body up, cut it out, and I'll start doing some test fits of the frame and kind of making sure. But like I said, I'd appreciate any input, any advice anybody's got, things to look out for, would help a lot. Please like and subscribe to this video going on here. If you enjoy it, let me know. Thanks.